Hello there, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I am your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. Now this morning I'm out for a walk quite early in the day in the woods, and I've been thinking about all of the practical skills that I gained during my 10-year period when I served in the Royal Air Force, the British military, and how those skills which I attained as quite a young chap have carried across and made my future life somewhat more successful, undoubtedly, than it would have been had I not gone to the call of the colours for my country, signed up, served my 10 years and gained a lot of the skills I did. Now I know for not all military people feel the same about this. You know, not everybody enjoys the transition from the military life to the civilian world. But actually I think that the old job, the military, the uniform job, can bring a plethora of skills that can be easily transitioned into your civilian world, which actually will make you more successful in many different aspects of your life. So today I'm just going to explore with you my thoughts on how my military service helped make me a better civilian. Now the first area, when I look back across my working life, now I'm in semi-retirement, as to how the military helped me, was certainly in the fields of leadership and teamwork. Because leadership is the cornerstone of military life. And I think anybody who has transitioned through their military career, who's joined up as a new recruit, been taught by those more senior and skilled than themselves, and then eventually put themselves in that position of achieving promotions in rank and responsibility, and then bringing other people up behind them to fill their place as they've gone on in their career. Those people who have enjoyed the rigours of the military hierarchy are probably very well placed to lead others in the civilian world, because they will have been in situations where they'll have made decisions which were really quite meaningful, and they'll have had to have led others in challenging times. And when you transfer that to the civilian world, leading others in high risk, high trauma situations in civilian jobs, you're certainly going to have a significant advantage. Now teamwork is a very close relative to leadership in many ways. In fact, some people refer to it as followship, which is the skill of actually ensuring the instructions issued by a leader get done. But teamwork perhaps is a bit more of a collaborative endeavour, where you have several people striving towards a common purpose to get the job done. And this is something which is part and parcel of daily military life. And anybody who served in the military for any significant time will have honed their skills of leadership, either through adventure training, through exercises, or even in operational situations. And those skills are very readily transferred to the civilian world, where being part of a collaborative endeavour, where you have a deadline to get something done which is necessary and has to be achieved. Well, I think if you've been in the military, again, a significant advantage rests with you in such situations. Now the next reason why I think us ex-military guys do well in the civilian world generally is the fact that we are ingrained with discipline from the very beginning of our military careers. When you walk in through the door of recruit training, a drill instructor will be screaming at you and explaining to you in their own inimitable way the importance of following schedules, making sure you understand protocols and follow them, and other things like good self-control and self-care are vitally important and taught from the very beginning. You are taught how to look after yourself, how to iron your clothing, how to shine your shoes, how to act in a certain way, how to display good manners to those who are higher up the hierarchical chain than oneself. And this, I think, gives you a really good advantage, because good discipline means that us veterans, we manage our time well. We are good followers of instructions. We get the job done when we're tasked with a responsibility. And discipline, once it seeps into your bones, it is with you forever. My father is a 93-year-old veteran of the British Army, and even to this day 60, 70 years after he left military service, you will not find my father going even to the supermarket without wearing a tie, with polished shoes, without looking his best, demonstrating to the world that even now, generations after he left the military, he still adheres to the standards that were taught to him as a teenager all those years ago. Now, the next reason why I think military veterans do well in the civilian world generally, not everybody, but generally, is the fact that we are good at problem solving, and I think adaptability becomes part of your character. Because in military service, overcoming the unexpected, to be honest, is a daily activity. There's always something which has to be achieved, either on exercise, on operations, even just in maintenance schedules of the vehicles and equipment that you're looking after as part of your job as a tradesman. Every day, something goes wrong. And the military taught me quite early on, even in high stakes situations, how to deal with problems effectively and efficiently, which basically just mean assessing what the situation is, what's gone wrong. Think about it critically and then devise a solution to that problem as quickly as you can and get it delivered. And I think that from a very young age, from being a teenager, you were taught to deal with situations like that. How many young people in the world today have anything like that level of knowledge, understanding and skill as part of their daily lives when they're not at college or playing video games? So I think early access to the military and the life and the skills that it offers can be very, very helpful. Being able to adapt to ever-changing situations, I think, as one does in the military, moving countries, moving bases, moving camps on a regular situation, it helps you to deal with the rigours of the corporate and the commercial world, particularly where one has high-stakes situations. Maybe you have to adapt to new work environments or new technologies which are coming into the workplace, situations which are changing in the marketplace. And I think veterans, with their ability to be a bit more fluid in their thinking and to be sort of light on their toes when it comes to their adaptability, make extremely good employees in situations where there are often high-stakes decisions to be made. Now, military veterans are also good at an area in which communications between people are going to be essential to the success or the high performance of a job of work that you're doing. Because good communications are absolutely crucial in a military environment, where being able to communicate your thoughts, your ideas, instructions to another person can actually be a matter of life and death, not just corporate performance or other things which are important in the civilian world. Now, if you have those skills in a military environment, which you're taught from the very beginning, how to brief people, how to give instructions as you go up the ladder, how to give orders to your subordinates, and take orders from your seniors, that carries very readily across to the civilian world in jobs in which it is important to be able to articulate clear instructions and new ideas to other people, maybe team members, maybe people above or below you in the hierarchy of the corporate or commercial situation in which you find yourself. Being able to, explain things and give feedback to other people directly, honestly, and in a structured way can make the performance of any endeavour much more successful and much more streamlined. The ability to communicate easily and fluidly with different levels of an organisation, from seniors to juniors, can really add an incredible boost to the dynamics of any team and enhance the performance in any given situation or endeavour that they're striving towards. And it's something which I think when you've been in the military and you may be asked to, give a briefing to a general, and then maybe to give an instruction to somebody to sweep the floor, it's something which really carries across. Now, of all the skills and traits that the Armed Forces left me with when I left after my 10 years of service in the Royal Air Force, I think that this skill is one of the best, which set me up for future success in my civilian life. Don't worry, there's only this one and one more to go. This is not an exhaustive list. There were many more skills than this, but the one which I took the most away from was stress management and resilience in life. Because quite often, in the high pressure, high stakes world of the armed forces, people are taught how to remain calm and how to remain focused when all around them are falling into chaos. Things are going wrong. Machines are breaking down. People are becoming injured. Supplies haven't arrived. But we are taught from a very early age through training and exercises to remain calm. And that's something which is rare in the civilian world. People simply don't get the opportunity to test themselves under situations like that. Now, I never served in combat situations. My period of service was in the Cold War, not the hot wars of the recent period. But for me, where I honed these skills of stress management were in the adventure training that I did, parachuting courses, offshore sailing out at sea in bad weather, learning how to bond with other people, to manage my fears. There's nothing like the fear you get when the jump master opens the door of your aeroplane at 2,500 feet and you suddenly realize that I'm not landing with this aeroplane. I'm landing on my own and it's just a sheet of material between me and plummeting to the ground. And you soon learn to overcome your skills, to manage stress, and to understand how to focus, trust in your training, trusting the equipment. And this carries across very well into the civilian world, particularly for people who go into jobs where there are high stress, high danger situations to face, whether that's in law enforcement, whether it's in healthcare, or even in the corporate world or the finance world, where there are quick, important decisions to be made by people who can maintain focus and can maintain calmness and resilient over long periods of time being exposed to those situations. So I think military service definitely helps you in the civilian world in those jobs where those skills are necessary. Don't worry folks, we're here. It is my final reason why I think us veterans bring quite a bit to the civilian world, and that is in our ethics and our integrity. Because we all know that ethical standards are at the very foundation of military service. I mean, let's be honest, any job in which a person before they start working for that organization has to swear an oath to their country, and effectively they are swearing that they are putting the lives of others before their own, tells you something about the standards of the person that you're looking at if they've been a military veteran. And it's something which spins a thread through your whole life of those ethics and standards. The pride that you have in serving your nation, your country, the people, keeping them safe. There is an integrity which comes from that. And there's this bond which you have with other people, although you've never met them, but they have served under the same situation as you. It is a brother and sisterhood, a family of people who share that bond. And I think that carries across very well into the civilian world, where perhaps you're looking for an employee who will have that level of integrity, have that level of ethics which they can bring to your company, to your business. Somebody who will go that step beyond, for whom it is not just a job, it is a vocation, it is a way of life where they put other people before themselves. And that is a rarity in the world which we see today, where ethics and standards seem to be a fluid entity which can be dipped in and out of as the individual sees fit. Well, it's not like that if you've sworn an oath to do your job. It's something which is permanent. And for me, it lasts a lifetime. So that's why I think, in my final reason, why I think military veterans actually carry across rather well into the civilian world. Now, that is not to say that many people, don't benefit from the experience that they've had. I'm sure there are many out there who will have negative experiences where their personalities clashed with what is required from military service and they never settled into that way of life. Okay, that's fine. Not everybody is built in the same way. Not everybody can draw the best out of every situation. But I think for those of us who embraced it, we came away, and for me, my military service was a foundation for the rest of my life, which set me up for success in both professional and personal situations, and it continues to do so today, nearly 30 years after I left military service. So I'm grateful for what the military gave me. And I'd love to hear from you if you're a veteran too. If you think that the military was good for you, or perhaps not so, let me know in the comment section below. If you'd like to ask me a question about the Chap journey to your Nirvana point in the future, drop me an email. I'd love to hear from you. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you'd like to see more, click subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee, or you can even become a patron. I make extra videos for my patrons, and I've got a personal relationship with those guys. They're like members of my family. And you'll find the links on how to get involved with all of that in the show notes below. So until the next time, a salute to you veterans, all the very best.